You are the honorable speaker of the parliament. How do they choose the speaker? Is it about voting or how is the process?
It's voting. Actually, firstly, you enter the parliament through the forms that you fill for that summit.
Okay.
And then you enter an interview whereby you're asked, why do you want this? Why do you want to be a member of this parliament? You fill in the forms and they choose the suitable ones. So each country had 40 representatives.
Okay.
And then at that time, it was almost the COVID pandemic. So we were just doing it on connecting all of us virtually.
Okay.
For us who were at MSTDC and for others in other countries, in their respective countries, we were all joined through screens. So those who vote for you to be a speaker are all watching you.
Okay.
Like a live watch, and they all vote for you. And then they count your votes, and I merged.
When you talk about youth, so for someone to be in the East Africa Youth Alliance, is there any age group limitations for that?
Right. For somebody to be in the East Africa Youth Alliance, as you mean, or in the East Africa... Okay, I think I get your question.
Yeah.
To be a youth in East Africa, what are the age criteria?
Yes.
Okay, 15 to 35.
Okay.
15 to 35. I know in our respective countries, most of the countries start with 18, but with East Africa, the age is labeled as 15 to 35.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where also our awards fall in, the category of our awards.
Yeah.
From 15 to 35, you're eligible to get nominated for awards.
Yeah. And as I told you before that I never heard of the alliance. So what do you think are the most effective marketing strategies for these kinds of NGOs, non-profit organization, so that a lot of people can know about them and a lot of people can benefit out of it?
I think we basically firstly need more education.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm responsible, as the founder of the East Africa Youth Alliance, we're responsible to make sure that youth are educated about the East Africa community.
Okay.
Educated. Okay, let me ask you a rough question. How many partner states are in the East Africa?
Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi.
Those are 5.
Yeah,
You're missing 3.
3?
Yeah, there are 8.
Okay, I never knew about that.
There's Somalia, who is recently joined the EAC.
Okay.
Haven't you mentioned? Did you mention Rwanda?
Yes.
Rwanda, Burundi, Somalia, Tanzania, Kenya, DRC Congo.
Okay.
Which one did we mention? South Sudan.
South Sudan, okay.
And there's an 8th one. Did we mention Burundi already?
I think that's 8 already.
It's 8. Yeah.
Okay.
In South Sudan, yeah. So last year we were 7.
Okay.
Every year the EAC holds, the East Africa Secretariat holds the Heads of State Summit.
Okay.
This is a summit of all the partner states. All the presidents meet. And from that summit, that's when they added last year in November, Somalia. And Somalia gave in their credentials by April this year. That's when they were fully part of the EAC. So now we're 8 partner states. So the summit, the Heads of State Summit, is happening again in November, around 30th, November 30th. And probably we might have a 9th East Africa state, you never know.
Okay.
So we keep growing.
You know, one thing I love about these regional blocks such as East African Community or SADC is because I love traveling and I get to travel to all these countries without needing a visa. I just go there with my passport, I get stamped and I go. And the funny thing is, some countries I was able to visit without even having a passport. Yeah, I remember the first time I went to Kenya, I didn't have a passport. I just went to Kinondoni. I got some few papers that enabled me to travel. So apart from traveling freely without the need of visas, what other benefits do Tanzanians get from these kinds of alliances and collaborations?
Trade. I think youths were the money magnates. Huh? We know how to search for money, and I feel like East Africa is yet to be explored by youths who are thirsty of trading.
Okay.
So I think I can mention a few businesses that I think really work well. One will be logistics.
Okay.
Second will be we farm a lot. Tanzania is rich of land. We farm a lot. Selling crops to other countries as well, to our neighboring countries, is also a trade that we should invest in. Unaweza usiwe mkulima, lakini ukawa unajua namna ya kupata mazao na ukayasafirisha. It's a very good business. So as we aim at promoting the social, political, and economic growth of the EAC, I think this is where our marketing most needs to be done.
Okay.
So that youths can really understand what has to be tapped in from the EAC and what they can get from the EAC and the opportunities that are across the partner states. Because when we're talking of a regional integration agenda, we're trying to integrate East Africa to be one currency, probably maybe one government. Do you think we'll ever get there?
I believe there's nothing that's
It's
impossible.
impossible. Yeah.